Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I just wanted to put this channel together. A couple things about me, just before I get into what the channel is going to be more about, is one, I hate being on video. So forgive me if I'm not the best speaker. I figured if I was doing something while I was recording, it'd probably be a little easier. But nonetheless, wanted to kind of do this video, kind of journaling, so to kind of hold myself more accountable in many ways. So I want to document my journey from 300 pounds down to 200 pounds. I am about halfway there, a little over halfway there. It's taken about 2 months to get to where I'm at. And I want to kind of go over the reasons why I was doing this, what kind of prompted me to start doing this, and basically how I've gone about doing it. And then each of these videos will just be, my thoughts are on the day. And again, if you're on the edge or on the fence of wanting to do something for yourself, I encourage you to do it. If you want to follow along, be sure to like and subscribe and ring the notification bell. And let's get into it. So first off, my name is Jason. I used to be very active in high school. Used to be active even after high school. I do a lot of running, a lot of biking, a lot of weightlifting. And it was always pretty good fit. And then, you get married and life happens, you have kids. And in my case, I keep having one kid after another. So I have 5 kids, wonderful kids, got a wonderful wife. And, but, as life goes on, you tend to get busy doing life things, and exercise goes out the window. You get stuck at a desk job, sitting in front of a computer all day and not moving around. And fast forward, 20 years or so, 20, 30 years. I'm 50, by the way. And next thing you know, you're 300 pounds, can't really move because you're so stiff and your joints are achy. COVID happened, you work from home, and you stay working from home, and you're always by a fridge, always by a food source. It's easy to find yourself in that situation and then just too sore to do anything about it, you feel. So I've actually got 2 jobs. I run a software company, and I also own a marketing company. And so with that, sorry, a lot of cars here. Anyway, with that, I work a lot of hours, probably close to 80, maybe in some cases 90 hours a week. My morning routine is usually, I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. I'd start work, and I usually wouldn't stop working until probably close to 7, 8 o'clock at night. Just working way too many hours, not really spending a whole lot of time with my family. And again, just mentally it gets to you, maybe not physically, but the physical part starts to catch up. And before long, you're too sore to do anything. So good morning. So anyway, you just get too sore to do anything. So I decided to go ahead and start doing something. So a couple things that really prompted me to want to lose weight. One was I was working on a job for a client, and we were going to this kid's place to, he's putting together an event, and I was recording a lot of the camera stuff in the background. And it was a clean environment, which means I couldn't just walk in there. I had to put these booties over my shoes. But luckily I had my kid there with me, because at 300 pounds, I couldn't just bend down and even reach my toes even bent down. And if I did, I probably wouldn't be able to get back up because my knees and my hips and my ankles hurt that much. So I had to have my kid help me put those on. And that was embarrassing in front of a client, for one thing. Don't know if he noticed it or not, but it was just, in my mind, it was just embarrassing. Knowing there's some things I couldn't do for myself. I stopped wearing shoes, as far as shoes that you have to tie. I went to Crocs, and I tell myself that these were super stylish. So I had my fancy Crocs that didn't look like the normal Crocs, but they were slip-on. And then I had my normal Crocs that I wear around the house or out and about. And you kind of just get used to that and just kind of resign to your life that, hey, this is what it's going to be about. So anyway, that was the one situation. The next situation I was running into was, it was a situation, but each year I help out with the Rotary Run for Resilience here in Queen Creek. And anyway, I help out with that. And this year I took 8th place in the 5K for my age group, which I thought, hey, that's pretty impressive, right? But being as I was the last person to finish the race out of everyone, that kind of shows you where 8th place in that age group was. So my next goal was to actually become first this next year. And that's a pretty lofty goal. There's not a whole lot of people that in my age group that run the race, at least 8. Maybe next year there'll be more. But I figure I can just do better. So that's really my goal. Morning. So basically one motivation factor, one goal kind of helped me push forward to doing something. So the next thing was, how do I go about doing it? Because as I mentioned, walking couldn't do that well. My lungs were not the best shape in the world, especially once I did get COVID. I had double pneumonia. My lungs, they just haven't really been the same since. But walking just even a short distance, I'd be very short of breath. I had high blood pressure. Just everything. So I first decided I'd start with diet, figuring out what I was eating. Good morning. What I like to do as far as eating, and cut out all the stuff that I know I shouldn't have. So I cut out a lot of sugars, not all of them, not at first, and even now I still enjoy some sugar. But I cut down on the calories. So I try to really do a good job as far as counting those each day. And but for me to really start to get out and exercise, I needed to lose quite a bit of weight. And I wanted to do it relatively quickly and safely. So what I did, and I don't recommend you do this unless you know exactly what you're doing. I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I still did it. This is not medical advice. You should seek medical advice if you feel like you want to do something like this. See if this is even worth it. But I hopped online, found a few good kind of diet websites. And I'm not really a big fan of diets, but just in terms of fasting, I want to know more about what fasting was about. And so I grabbed a couple of those sites. I plugged them into ChatGPT, and I told it to summarize those, and based off the best recommendations, of the sites. What would be a good dietary plan for me? This is what my goals are. This is what time frame I'm looking to do it in, and what kind of fasting would be good. So I had to do a deep search. And again, you shouldn't rely on AI for most stuff because it could be totally inaccurate. But I did put together a plan and stuck to it. And what I started off with is kind of a fasting every other day. So what I do is I'd skip all my meals on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then on Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, I'd eat 2 times a day and keep my calories down under 2,000 calories, which is very doable. Was it tough the first few days? Yeah, it was. I'm not gonna lie. But after your body starts to get used to it, it's not so bad. And if you stick with I stuck with mostly proteins. I'm sure you should probably add some other things to your diet too, but I just stuck with proteins. Again, I'm not a medical doctor, so don't take my advice. Just telling you what I did. And sure enough, within 2 months, I was down, 40 pounds, and which causes other problems, which I'll get to in a second. Good morning. And his clothes. So naturally, all my old clothes didn't fit me when I was skinnier, so I got rid of those a long time ago. This is my fat clothes, and still am in my fat clothes, but none of it fits me anymore. I almost have to loop my belt around me twice just to get it to go, but it doesn't really work that way too well. Good morning. And I know that I want to lose more weight, so I don't want to go out and buy more clothes. So right now, I look like I'm wearing a bunch of muumuus when I go out in the public, but that's okay. People see that I'm losing weight, which is good. Good morning. So anyhow, that's the gist of what I did. And then after the 2 months is up, I wanted to do exercises. So the plan I had was doing some just minor exercises just to get some movement in my hips. So nothing really strenuous or anything like that at first. Good morning. And then the next part of it was to actually go out and do some weight training, do some running, walking. And I'm still not at the running stage yet, only because it still is really rough on my knees and my hips, but I'll get there. So I figured I'd stick to biking. At first, I didn't think I'd be able to do more than 5 miles, but currently I'm doing about 20 miles on each bike ride, which is not bad. And I think within a month I want to be up to 30-mile bike rides. But what I'm running into is about halfway through, which I'm at the halfway through part. It was a little darker when I started riding this morning, so didn't think the camera would really pick anything up. Good morning. My hands are numb just from being on the handlebars. So I've got to figure that part out. My hips feel good, but my bum area hurts really a lot just sitting on the seat. It's not the most comfortable thing in the world, riding on these longer bike rides. So my pelvis kind of goes numb a little bit. And usually by the time I'm done with the bike ride, my legs feel like jelly, but I know that's temporary. It's getting less and less each time. But I get in my head that if I'm going to do something, I'm just going to do it. And I'm not ready until I'm ready, if that makes any sense. So I know a lot of times my family are like, oh, you should come go for a walk. You should do this. Mentally, I wasn't ready. So maybe some of you guys would like that. Maybe comment below if you're just the kind of person you have to be ready to do something to make that change. Or maybe you're the kind of person that just does it just because. I don't know. Anyhow, don't know what else you might want to know, but that's kind of the goals and steps that I have. So anyway, let me go back to the diet part. After skipping a meal every other day for 3 days a week, I went ahead and switched the diet to a 12-8 plan. So basically I eat every day, keep my calories down to about 1,700 calories a day, and 2 meals. So basically I eat between 12 and 8. I don't eat before 12, and I won't eat after 8. And so, good morning. Morning. So that's kind of where I'm at the moment. And just eating again mostly protein. One of the things that got me kind of out here biking was my friend Danji. He's a local owner of a restoration company out here, and really great guy. He's got a lot of motivational stuff. He's done a few Ironmans. He's the one that talked about setting goals and in this networking group that we're in. And it's one of the things that also kind of got me started, because you set those goals, you write them down, and you just keep on working towards them each and every single day. And he's gone through his own little journey of losing weight, and now he's doing Ironmans, and the guy is fit. And he kicks my butt sometimes all around here, but he's good. He's really motivational. And so anyhow, he kind of got me started, showed me the ropes. He's training for an Ironman competition, so I know I probably slow him down, but it's nice to have somebody who's got your back and kind of pushes you a little bit to keep you going too. So I recommend, if you decide to do this, find a good partner, find somebody that can help you be accountable, and I just really stick with it. If you had me download the Strava app, it's an app you can get on the Google Play or iTunes store, or whatever. And sorry, I'm getting stuff thrown in my face here. But that also keeps you accountable too, because you're not recording stuff for a while. Your people that follow you tend to notice. So it's a good way to stay on top of it. You can set the goals for yourself in there. And so, but since I started doing this is my second week into it. And I am down close to another 10 more pounds, which is good. So I know it's working. I want to be down to 200 within a couple months. And so no weight loss surgery, no drugs, no nothing. My blood pressure is back to normal. Morning. Morning. And anyway, but you would think one of my big things is I work so long hours, and I still do work a lot of hours. Didn't think I have time to fit this into my day or anything, but a couple things I noticed is my focus was a lot better during the day after working out. So I was able to accomplish more in a shorter period of time. So there goes my time back a little. And I thought that I wouldn't have the energy to get through the day, but you'd be surprised. I've got a little more energy, so now I wake up at 4:15, and go out riding. Morning. You can see it's a nice day. I would say it's about 80 degrees or so outside right now. It's supposed to be nice and cooler this week, so I'm gonna top up at 91 or so. Yesterday it was 105, so a little warm here in Arizona, but it feels good. So anyway, this is day one. Again, I hope this helps you in some way. And now I just commit to doing this, putting a few of these videos up from time to time, let you guys know how I'm doing. And you guys let me know how you're doing in the comments below. If you have any goals for yourself, whether the next 30 days, 6 days, a year, 2 years, 5 years, put those down in the comments too. I'd love to see what you guys have for yourself. And nonetheless, I'm just gonna probably stop talking here. Keep riding, let you guys enjoy the 360 view. I record this in the 360 camera. Don't know the quality, how it's gonna come out, but you guys can scroll around the screen there and see everything that I'm seeing. Oh, and if you guys want, let me know in the comments what if there's anything you'd like me to share or anything you'd like to know about my progress, about what I'm doing. Like I said, I can't give you any advice on what you should do because I don't know you. And again, I'm not a doctor. I can only tell you what I've done. And you can do that, or you can, like I said, put together something, take it to your doctor, let him know what you think, what he thinks. Because ultimately, I want you guys to be safe. Morning. I can tell you one thing, my butt really hurts. But I'm sure as I get more used to this riding, it'll get less and less. Morning. And yes, I'm not riding with the bicycle helmet. I probably should. I just don't have one yet. Got a big head. A lot of stuff I've checked out locally doesn't quite fit. So I'm gonna have to special order it and just need to measure myself. You see a lot of bunnies here. Last week they seemed like they were everywhere. And this week there's still quite a few. You know, right there, one over there. The one thing I hope I don't see is a snake. I can't stand snakes. I live in Arizona for a little over 20 years, and I have yet to see a rattlesnake. Should knock on wood. But I have seen the scorpions. Yeah, scorpions are, I'm not saying they're everywhere, and you don't see them all the time, but they're kind of a pain. I have not been stung by one. Again, knock on wood. A couple of my kids have. Oh, yeah, there's a bunch more bunnies. Bunch of quail. Morning. I just wonder how the dogs do so well on these trails. My dogs would go crazy seeing all the game and wildlife. It's hard to kind of wrangle them back in. Morning. Yeah, I'm coming up to the end of the trail here. Well, maybe not quite. I still have another couple miles to go. Yeah, so I started this about the halfway point because it's too dark to film earlier. I find when you're on these rides, morning. Not quite at their level just yet, but when you're on these rides, what I do myself is I set little target goals. I know this route somewhat, so I've been doing it for a couple weeks now, and so one of the things I do is I know each overpass. Good morning. I set my goal to push myself to the next overpass, and then to the next one, and then to the next one. And each time I reach that goal, I feel like I've accomplished something. Morning. Yeah, these old people there passing me up. Dang. Morning. All right. One more underpass to go. And I'll be back on the way home. So I have roughly about 2 more miles to go. Morning. Okay. The sun's starting to come up. What I love about Arizona is the sunrises and sunsets are absolutely gorgeous. Morning. All right, so I'm on the last little stretch. Good riding for almost an hour and a half. Let me know if this camera's up too close to my face. Maybe you don't want to see that. I can adjust that. Morning. You should definitely drink a lot of water. Something I need to do better about, be better about. Morning. All right. Morning. Morning. Ada. All right. Now I'm just gonna make way back home. We had a storm that came through here, took down quite a few trees. That being the casualty of one. Maybe the sheepadoodle. Take this opportunity to grab some water. Sure you have electrolytes in there. Oh, there we go. Morning. Oh. That was nice of them. Morning. All right, that's going to conclude our ride for the day, and I will see you guys later. Till the next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.